going to give people a couple of minutes to trickle in.
Dr. Wares, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
The problems on MATLAB, are those the only problems we're supposed to do for a grade, or do we supposed to do the problems in the book as well for a grade?
Now, it must be your connection. Could you repeat your question once again? I got broken voice. Try it once again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you much better.
Okay, I was asking, are the problems that's in MATLAB, the homework, are those the only ones we're supposed to do for a grade, or do we supposed to do the ones in the book also for a grade?
Okay, very good question. Okay, the ones in the book are not being done for grade. The MATLAB, yes, you want to do the MATLAB problems, and I think I'm going to look at your course outline right now and tell you what part is what it's worth. Okay, it's right here. And if you forget what I said, you will go to, I'm not going to Blaze View, but you'll go to Blaze View and find out it's going to say it right there. So I'm going to mention it. And, you know, these are, I know it's a little hard. We are all, you know, separated. Okay. Same route. So let me go over it and show you. I think so basically we have 3 exams. Each is worth 20%. Can you, by the way, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is our course outline. 3 exams. You will take them online. Final 25%. The final does replace your lowest exam score or 1 missed exam. All right, you have to take the final. Even if you get 100 on exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, you have to take the final. You can skip 1 exam if you absolutely have to. Homework. The homework simply means MATLAB. Now, the ones that are from your book, the reason I do it from the book, I can go and pick a MATLAB problem. Okay. The reason I do it from the book, they're really the same. They're really the same because I choose the MATLAB problems myself. The reason I do it from the book because it's concrete and what you see is what I see. Every time you go to MATLAB, you see a different problem and I don't know exactly what you guys see. It's similar. So I choose one, they change the numbers for our students. So again, the textbook is for us to work on and you want to work on it. For practice, it's a little more concrete. You can take a copy on your computer screen and work on it. Your friends are doing the exact same problem. So they are really the same, but your MATLAB is for grades. You'll be graded on that.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. I know I expand my answers a little bit, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
Good. I appreciate your question. All right, guys. Let's see where we are. P2, back to P2. Now I must have, let's see, I'll do a couple here. Okay, I don't know why I put it here, but that's okay. It kind of goes on top. That's why I was a little confused, but that's not your problem. All right, guys, so we did some of these. We're gonna do, it almost seems like we're going back, but I'm gonna do a couple of these, okay? A couple of these, let's do 62 or, well, let's do 60 and 62. Okay. And we'll see. We'll see if you guys want to do, well, why don't you guys, if anybody wants to do this, let me try this out. Let me see how that goes. This is not that difficult for you guys. So you want to try this, give yourself a couple of minutes and see what answers you get. You can, if you can share your screen, that's the best. If you cannot, you can kind of tell me what we did. I'll give you good 2 minutes to try. Again, I know it seems like we're going back, but I'm going to do this one if you don't mind. So try this first. And by the way, guys, if you want to share your screen, you can just go to Math. If you have internet, I'm sure you do. You go to Mathigon Polypad on Google, you're going to be open. You will be able to open it and look at this. You can write all sorts of things. So it's not a big deal. It's so easy to do these days. And think about it, guys. I mean, online teaching has a lot of problems. I acknowledge that. But in class, when we write, we are covering the board. But at least here, we are not doing that. So it has some strengths. So go ahead, try it. And I'll give you good 2 minutes. We actually have a clock here too, if you can believe it. So. there is one here because I played with it, but.
Okay, I got an answer. Do you want me to wait a little bit for everyone else?
I'll let you talk. Let's give them like another 1 minute or so, and that's nice. Do you want to talk about it or you want to share your screen?
I did it on paper because I feel better doing it on paper. But I'll talk about it with you.
Awesome,
If you can
awesome.
write, if you can write it for me while I'm
I'll be
talking.
happy to. I'll be happy to. Give them a
Okay,
minute
thank
or
you.
minute or so. All right, let's listen to John, guys. And if anybody else wants to share, I did a little differently. I got
It's Jack. Not John.
Jack, my bad, my apologies. Okay,
Oh,
Jack,
you're good.
Jack, go ahead. Tell me what you.
Okay, so first off, I started by distributing the -3 into every single factor in the parentheses, which that 4 is turned into negative. Well, actually, yeah, it's turned into -12 because you multiply it, right?
Right. I agree with you so far. And I'm
And
probably
now the next thing I did is because everything has a negative exponent is I flipped everything to the opposite side of the fraction so that y goes on top and the 3 with the -3 exponent goes to the bottom along with the x and the x and the -12.
Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yep.
Very good.
And then I then just got 27 for the 3.
Very good. I would do it exactly the same way. I don't think you can do it much differently. What do you guys think, the rest of you? Would that be acceptable? Guys? Take a look.
Yeah, it look good.
Good, good. Well, thank you, Jack. That's always good to interact. Wonderful. It's nice. It slows us down. You know, it's a little overwhelming to just listen to somebody for the whole 1.5 hours. It's not a joke. In class, we go there, we talk, we say, well, what are you doing? I walk to the desks of my students. We'll try to do that a little bit. Wonderful, guys. It's nice that those of you are interacting. And I know the rest of you did it. Try to do it by hand. You can always explain what you did. I'll be able to write it. Wonderful. Let's try this, 62. And I'll give you a couple of minutes, just like before. If somebody wants to participate, that would be wonderful. Try this on your own. I'll give you guys good 2 minutes, okay? Anybody wants to share? I did it this way. Anyone?
I'm gonna give somebody else the chance to do it.
But good, that's okay. But if nobody else does it and you want to do it, I'll be happy to let you do it. But anybody else wants to share, guys? Don't be shy. Anyone? Jack, if you're interested, you can go if you want. And maybe it'll give your friends more courage. If you want to.
In just a sec, I'm just trying to double check my work right now.
That's fine. Go ahead. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's a little tedious, this one.
I mean, I'm still doing it, so.
Awesome. I'll give you a couple of minutes, guys. No problem.
Okay, I think I found an answer, but is the time up?
It's not like a time thing. I was just guessing. I probably didn't give you guys enough time. I think that's what I'm hearing. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. How is that? It's not a
Well, no, I got the answer.
good. Let's give them a couple of minutes. Let's see. And I'll be happy to listen to you. Let's give them a couple of minutes.
All right. You weren't kidding when this was tedious.
Mhm.
Got the answer too, by the way.
Say that once again.
I said I got the answer too, so
Wonderful. Do you want to share or where?
that's cool. Yeah, I will.
Share. May I know who's speaking?
My name Daniel.
Dan? Is that what you?
Daniel.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen? You want to tell me what you did? Tell me where we are.
I can tell you, I did on paper. I can tell you that.
Wonderful. Give it a shot.
So first, I moved the B-2 to the top. So
Mhm,
it was 3814 and B10.
mhm. So
Then
let me write
I
it
can't.
for everyone. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Yes. If I'm understanding you right, you moved B-2, that
Yeah,
becomes
so
2. And is that kind of what you're telling me, that it's really now B10? Is that
yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's just do it that way. Now we are mature enough to see that. And I know I'm going to write everything. I know some of you don't do it, but it's not a bad habit. And we are still here. Now that's a little better than what we had initially. I would say this is a better version. Again, let's repeat it for those of you who are following us. B8 and B-2 makes it B10 on top. As we are discussing, B-2 was moved up, B8 to add it to B2 is B210. Now, what did you do?
Then I factored out 30 and 10, so it was 3A, 14, 10, B10, and then
Okay, let me write it down. So 30 divided by 10 is 3. That's where we are getting our 3 from. Everything else is as they are for now. Correct?
yeah,
Okay. What else? What's next?
and then and then I factored out what's it called, 14 and 17.
Very good. What you get? Tell me in English. What you
That
write?
was negative 3B10 over A3.
In the bottom, you got A3, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Very good. So let's talk about this a little bit, okay? So what we are being told that A14 and A17, so 14 of the A's on top will cancel 14 of these, or you can subtract and all those things. It's called quotient rule, and that's correct. Very good. What else? Then what did we do?
and you move the negative in front of the fraction.
Mm-hmm. Then,
And after that, so it would be, negative, it would be, no, the one is, it would be,
27, this 3 and this 3.
yeah, 27.
And we can skip a couple
27.
of steps now. It seems like you guys are following. What did you do with B10 and this 3?
I multiply, so it'd be 30.
There you go. There you go. Okay, green means I'm talking about this. Okay, it's not my real problem. When I multiply it, I get b to the power 30. And in the bottom, what did you get?
89.
Very good. 3 times 3. Not 3 plus 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Good. Very good, guys. Very good. Thank you for interacting. That helps us all. Let's pause here a little bit. That's correct. That has to be correct. Now, did anybody do it differently but got the same answer? All those things. Did you, Jack, did you kind of do it the same way? Roughly?
Yeah,
And you got the same answer, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you can change a few of the steps, the order of a few steps, okay? And you're gonna get a feel for it, but certain things have to be done in the right order. And I think you guys are doing fine. That was good, guys. It slows us down in a good way. I want you guys to be engaged. Otherwise, I could just go home, record the whole thing, and that's one of the things that we miss in an online class is interaction. I think you guys are doing pretty good. Those of you who are trying to interact, and I'm not finger pointing or anything, but I know some of you are not in a situation where you can interact much. Maybe you're holding onto your cell phone. I don't know. Are you? So if you want to interact, always bring a nice laptop. Nice simply means with a big screen, all those things. All right, moving on. I'm gonna let this go. All right, so we did this and our friends did this, and we're almost done, guys. I'm gonna do a couple of these. I'm gonna do 100. We didn't do 110, did we, guys? No, I don't think we did. I'm gonna do 110 and 112, and that's gonna take care of this section. Let me take 110. And I think the way we are doing it, I think it should gel. Okay, try to interact, try to do the work the way I see it, guys. It's your time, it's your money. Might as well learn something. Okay, so I'm going to do this if you don't mind. The next one, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to work on it. So guys, we didn't do this, did we? Exact same problem. Anybody?
I don't think so.
Oh, good, good.
We did that one already today.
Yeah, I feel that way. Okay, that's fine, guys. So let me go ahead and do the last one. Did we do the last one, 212? Did we do 112? Let me do 112. I felt like I did it.
We didn't do 112 yet.
Let's do 112. Let's do 112. And this is not that bad. Of course, you can look at the recording and everything. All right, we're going to do it very slowly. Why? Because it's very easy to mess up. All right, this -4 power belongs to everything. And I'm going to show the steps. Some of you can do it in your head and be my guest. Let me think how I would do it so that it's not, it's less cumbersome. Okay, I won't multiply -4 yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the parentheses first. It doesn't matter, it'll work. Either way, it'll work. So I'm going to take x to the 4 and this negative x to the -4. I'm going to take this guy on top, this guy on top, and this guy on top. Okay, then hopefully things will look a little better. That's my goal. Okay, how do we do that? Well, let's do it here. I need a little more room. X to the 4 is already here, and the bottom x to the 4 becomes x to the +4. X to the 5 is already here. Sorry, y to the 5 is already here. The bottom y to the -5 becomes y to the +5, but on top, z to the -6 goes on top as well, but there's already one sitting here. I'm going to leave this guy alone, and the bottom number or expression comes here. And don't forget, I didn't do anything with -4. I'll have to leave it alone. All right, x to the 4 times x to the 4 is x to the 8. Y to the 5 times y to the 5 is y to the power of 10. Z to the 6 times z to the 6 is z to the power 12. And don't forget this -4. Now, again, you can do it in a couple of different ways. So this -4, you can just multiply it and put everything negative. That's fine. But I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to say, okay, fine. I don't like -4. I'm going to just write it like this. X to the 8, y to the 10, z to the 12 times +4 to the power +4. This negative sign allows me to push everything down. Okay. Now, all right, now almost done. Remember, this 4 belongs to this 8, and you multiply the powers. And I'm going to write it like this: x to the power 32, because 8 times 4 is 32. Y to the power 40, because 4 times 10 is 40. Z to the power 12 is 48, I believe. And I'm going to leave it like that. I know it looks a little messy, but I think that's correct. If I mess things up, you will always tell me.
So just for clarification, putting all of that on under 1 is what changed the 4 to a positive, the exponent 4 out of the parentheses.
All right. Exactly. So once again, remember, guys, let's go over it once again. If I gave you this, it's a separate problem. You could write it like this. Same thing, except for this whole mess is not x, it's x to the 8, y to the 10, z to the 12. So this minus sign, if I don't like it, I can push everything down and ignore the minus sign, and I'm good to go. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Good. So guys, this concludes P2. And now you should be ready to do all the problems from MATLAB. Okay, we still have 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. I'm going to start talking. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, of course, but I'm going to start talking about P3 a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to grab the slides. I won't. I will just talk about a few things that you kind of want to know. I know some of you may know it, some of you don't, but we're going to talk about P3. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Now, let me see what the time situation is. Is that going to kick us out? Not quite sure, but we're okay for now. I'll give you a couple of minutes to kind of process things that you're seeing on the screen, or any other questions. That's okay too. So let's talk a little bit about P3. Why, when I say a little bit, I mean, I don't expect to wrap up P3 today. Okay. And I'm seriously thinking I'm not going to worry about the slides yet. I'm going to go over a few things you kind of need to know. And they are in P3. They're not kind of going over it. They're thinking, oh, we know it. So let's talk about some of those things. I'm going to call it background knowledge. Okay. So again, relax. We're starting. Officially, we are starting P3. I'm very aware of the fact that we won't be able to finish it. I may not be able to do any of the problems. So guys, all of you know this little thing called FOIL. F-O-I-L. First terms, outside terms, inside terms, last terms. Okay, what is that supposed to mean? Well, let's try to multiply x plus 2. People say foil it. Let's foil it. Okay. And all the things we learned in P1 and P2 will come in handy. Okay. So I'm going to show you this way. Green. The first terms, I should multiply these two. The outside terms, I should multiply these two. Signs do matter. Inside terms, I should multiply, let me choose a color, these two. Okay, and the last terms, let's choose orange. Last terms, I don't know how to, yeah, I can do it. Okay, that's what FOIL means. Now, do you have to do it in this order? Not really. The order can change, but it's something to keep things straight. So the first terms are connected by the green line, and x times x, we know that is x squared. Sorry, let me change the color to our little pink. So this is equal to x squared. First terms. Outside terms, x and 3 is 3x. Inside terms, 2 and x is 2x. And the last terms, 2 and 3, when you multiply them, you're multiplying is 6. You're almost done, but not quite. You have to collect the like terms, like L-I-K-E. 3x plus 2x is 5x. I'm going to put it here just to make sure. And of course, don't forget the remaining terms. So this is my basic FOIL. That's how we multiply two expressions. Now in P3, we're going to be multiplying things that are a little more complex than this, but this is something, this is an idea they kind of expect us to know. So I'm going to show you one more example where some of the signs here are negative. I'm doing it slowly today, but eventually I'm going to assume you understand what FOIL is, okay? But not today. Today I'm going to show you one more example, but I'll let you process it for one minute before I show you another example of FOIL where the signs are negative. Okay, it seems like we're doing okay. So let me go back. Well, let me just erase everything here. So again, when you see negative signs, stay extra alert because, you know, when you multiply negative by negative, you get positive, but negative times positive is negative. So let's say I have x minus 3 times x minus 2. Okay, same kind of a story. First terms, outside terms. I'm using the same color, inside terms and last terms. Let's do it. X times x is x squared, not really that difficult. Okay, the inside, sorry, the outside terms, negative 2 and x is negative 2x. Inside terms, negative 3 and x is negative 3x. And the last term, negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Again, you have to compress the guys that are inside or like term and all those things. 2x and 3x, guys, when you have two negative signs, it's going to be 5x plus 6. That's your answer. So that's FOIL. That's something we have to kind of know and remember. Very easy. F for first terms, O for outside terms, I for inside terms, L for last terms. We're going to be seeing power of this, x squared, radical sign, all those things. It's going to look a little messy, but it's not going to look this clean, but it's the same concept. So guys, it's not a bad time to click out and come in real quick. I have another 20 minutes. We're going to talk about the next idea that you need to know. So let's see you like in literally 1 minute. We're not leaving. We're going to be back soon. See you soon, guys. I'm going to shut this down.